Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
Good. Oh, nothing. Life. Just living the dream.
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Well, I'm Cass,
I'm Lena.
and you're on
Unhinged
Unhinged
Breed.
Breed. What's sending you over the edge this week?
The cost of school photos.
How much did you pay?
Fuck me in the ass with no lube. Believe how much people can charge. These companies charge. I paid $126 for
What did you get?
like James's photos, Tom's photos. I got the basic package,
Okay.
which is like digital and then the class photo and then a whole bunch of fucking bookmarks and shit like that. And then the sibling photo, which you have to get. And I just feel like,
Wait, so you got individual photos of each boy?
yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what comes in the basic package. If I could go even basic,
Yeah,
I would like even basic. I would just want a class photo
correct. And a sibling.
and a single photo and send it to me digitally. I don't want a fucking bookmark. I don't want a key ring. I don't want anything else. I don't want a bazillion little pocket photos to give to all the family members.
that
I
they
just
don't
want.
keep anyway. Like, I mean, I actually know my mum has a wallet.
Yeah. But no, my family's I've bought them all the Frameo.
Yep.
So we've all got the digital frame and we just send photos to that. So I just felt like I was very sad parting with $126.
You just got ripped.
Because I thought yeah, I don't know.
And you know what? They're going to have a Chandler smile.
100%. It's the fake smile.
It's the fake smile.
And the hair's never, even though they do the photos first thing in the morning when they get there, it's never like we left it.
Yeah.
Like when I drop them off. And yeah, I'm just like, my Botox money just going down the drain. So what's sending you over the edge?
Not school photo. Actually, nothing this week. I've had I mean, aside from just everyday life, like that's just normal, but you know, I could constantly rant, but it's not worthy. Like everyone's got problems. Everyone has to parent or not parent, or everyone has to work. You're like pretending that I love people at work. That's just annoying.
Yeah.
But no, I'm actually fine.
That's good. I'm glad to hear.
It's good. But you know what? Speaking of Botox, you know what I want to try?
Tell me.
That's the salmon.
The salmon.
The salmon spoof.
Yes.
The rejuvenant or whatever, something like that.
I've heard really good things.
Yeah, I really want to give it a go. So apparently, I think I'm going to speak to my injector and see. And it's not for the under the eyes. I've never actually been concerned about under the eye. I don't know, just make me prettier.
Your skin is so beautiful though.
Yeah, but I'm very consistent. Your skin's very good too though. I'm very consistent with my needling.
Yeah. My
skincare regime, I mean, that's a whole other episode, but yeah, it's very basic, but I do use, I don't even know if it's a quality product. I guess I just really targeted ingredient.
Yes.
But yeah, the salmon jizz.
Yeah.
Jizz me up.
Do it.
We'll see.
And then we can do a review.
Yeah.
On the potty to see how you went.
I'll film it live. What are we here to talk about today?
We're here to talk about growing up Greek.
Yes.
And not even, I mean, obviously we're Greek.
Growing up ethnic.
Growing up WOG,
yeah. Growing up like in a WOG house.
Yes, growing up, with two WOG parents, living in Australia in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like?
Eldest child as well. We're both the oldest child.
Yeah, and
I think that's a big
female,
factor.
Correct.
Yeah,
because the eldest is treated differently always
to the youngest.
High expectations, and then by the time they get to the youngest is like the golden child that can do no fucking wrong.
Yep.
And that will last all the way through to your 40s and 50s. Maybe let's start with then. So some examples of, you growing up back in the day versus how we specifically are raising our kids now.
Yep.
What wouldn't fly then as opposed to pretty much everything flies now.
Yeah. Oh, I think you just said it. Everything flies now. Yeah. I think the key thing that really stands out to me from back then is the punishment that we copped.
Yeah.
Like, my God, we couldn't.
It was borderline abuse. It was borderline abuse. So just for some context, I think that and I mean parents and mum, I'm going to apologize in advance because you'll probably get offended, but it's true. I think that our parents thought that us being obedient meant that we respected them.
Correct.
But we were just so fucking shit scared of getting bashed by whatever weapon of choice they had on offer at the time, which varied. And it was so strict. Like, I wasn't allowed to walk to the letterbox.
Oh,
Like, because the boy across the road might talk to me or look at me.
okay.
Like, it was,
yeah.
I wasn't allowed to go to like blue light discos.
Oh, neither was I. There was
anything like that.
No.
Yeah, very
like under 18s we're talking about specifically,
like
at the
like
the local RSL.
Like, you know, you're in
Correct.
you're in high school.
High school. Yeah. I mean, I can go even as far back. I think just as an example of punishment was, you know, food. If you didn't eat certain foods, like, you would be reprimanded. And my bapu, so my grandfather, my dad's side, I specifically remember the situation where he was serving eggplant, melanzanes. And I didn't want to eat this melanzana, this eggplant, and he and my brother was with me. I would have been 9. He bashed me with an extension cord.
Oh,
repeatedly kept on hitting me with an extension cord, and I was inconsolably crying, and I was like dry reaching in my mouth and spitting up his mouth, and they would make me like, it was actually abuse. It was hands down abuse. All because I refused to eat this dead vegetable. And it took me a really long time to eat melanzana. Spanagorizo, like, this is a real great dish. So I'm kind of like segueing because my face got put into a plate of spanagorizo from my auntie. And I would have been maybe 5 or 6.
Like, literally, she grabbed
the fast fata. Boom. Yeah, like, so for...
Oh, Mum.
Good. I had it was a lot around food, and because I used to be like a dry reacher, it used to just roll my family up. And we're not just talking about my parents here. Like, we copped abuse from relatives as well, and it was completely acceptable.
So that is something else that I had on my list is that there was this big fucking Greek hairy village and we were raised by grandparents, by aunties, by uncles, spent a lot of time with our cousins, but for some reason that made it okay for all adults to discipline anyone's child. Wild. So yes, you're right. You know, everybody had an opinion. Everybody
got a bash.
Everyone got a smash.
Everyone laid their hands into it. But we joke about it, right? We say, you know, to our, not even our white friends, but if you just not wog, you know, like, we literally copped it. And the weapon of choice, I mean, I think it was the slipper or the gala or the belt. My dad was the belt.
The belt. And my dad, so I grew up in the back of a takeaway. So Mum and Dad owned a takeaway shop. That's how they made their cashola. We used to have, do you guys remember the long sherbet sticks?
No, but I think I know where you're going with this. Yes, so that would use that as a weapon.
It was because my dad was the
whip.
He fully, like, we used to have welts on our legs. Yeah. So my brother and I used to like eat all the sherbet, so put it back really long. So he would go, and then it'll go flaccid, but we would get in more trouble. All we did was buy us some time so that we could run away. But he caught us eventually. So yeah, the violence, like physical discipline, always, all the time. Never any words. Sometimes you didn't even know what you fucking did wrong.
Correct. It was just because we were there.
You were there.
We couldn't at dinner time. Like, we could not talk. You look at our boys now. I mean, we talk at the dinner, you ask about their day, but then sometimes the kids are the kids and they laugh and they giggle and they be silly and whatever.
Mine watch TV and zone out.
100%. We weren't even allowed to have water with food.
Because you might get full.
You might get full
and not eat food.
Yeah, correct. Correct. We weren't allowed to drink water. I remember another punishment. This is non-violent. It's quite funny, and I feel like I want to introduce it today to my children. But my dad used to make the 3 of us. I clocked on, like, now as an adult, like, how stupid is he? He would sit there and make us watch the Discovery Channel. So he would call it a documentary on sharks. And he would be like, the three of you are going to watch this for the next however long, half an hour, and then I'm going to quiz you on it at the end. So he would then leave us to our devices and watching this boring documentary on bloody great white sharks for half an hour, and he would not be in the room, and then he would quiz us on it. But then, like, we were shit scared,
Yeah.
but retrospect, he didn't fucking know what it was about.
No.
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 Well,
Yeah. Half an hour of peace. That's a parenting hack.
that's what I'm saying.
That is a parenting hack.
And this was, or he would make us clean. So, we went through a few renovations as kids as well. And I remember specifically he would make us go around the backyard and pick up all cigarette butts from like the tradies and my parents and any single like off cut of, drywall, and just so him and mum could get peace for an hour.
Yeah.
And we sat there and
Yeah.
picked up specks of dust or cleaned the windows and with like newspaper and methylated spirits. Oh man, the trauma.
It's all coming back. A lot of do as I say, don't ask questions.
Oh yeah, you weren't allowed to ask.
Don't talk.
Don't answer back.
Even when we went to visit somewhere.
Don't ask.
Kids are to be seen not heard. If someone offers you something to eat or drink, no thank you.
Yep.
Or him stop. Like, and if you take something, oh my God, you're going to get in so much fucking trouble. It's as if our parents would be embarrassed that people would think that they didn't feed us if we said yes to something that was offered to us.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. And mind you, there would be like a smorgasbord of food.
Of course.
At somebody's thing, because that's what wogs do. Yeah. You're right, you feed them, but we weren't allowed to touch anything.
Yeah, it's wild. Definitely weren't allowed to back chat. I mean, look, would I like my children to have even a small level of that amount of respect for me? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not respect, it's fear. We were so fucking shit scared. I mean, I'm pretty sure I pissed my pants until I was almost 10. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Like you used to wet the bed?
Yeah.
Or you just used to like walk and
No, wet the bed.
Because of fear? Or
I think so. I think it was like just some sort of like trauma or something. I was too scared to get up and go to the toilet at night in case I got in trouble.
Serious?
Yeah, so I would like hold it and go back to sleep, and then
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, there's a lot there. But you know what? Our parents didn't do anything wrong or bad. Like they just did.
It's what they knew.
What they knew, right?
Correct. They did what they knew, and they would have had it 10 times worse growing up than what we had.
100%. And like my dad always used to say, "Oh my God, you've got it so good." So I remember I used to weed because he used to ask us to weed the garden.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, like we're getting old, come and like help weed the garden. And we were teenagers and we would kick off. But I mean, he was a shepherd in the village in Greece. Like how much harder would he have had it at such a young age, and probably wouldn't have been able to even back chat.
Yeah. My dad,
getting almost murdered.
My dad used to say to us, and for context, Dad's still around. I'm just obviously talking past tense, but if we would get new clothes or whatever, Dad would often say to us, I had the same pair of shoes for 5 years. I came on the boat from Greece to Australia with trippers in my shoes, like with holes in my shoes. And I'm like, you know what? There's probably a component of that that's true, that they wouldn't have had disposable money to go and buy essentials at a frequent rate. But also, you're a child, like your feet grow.
Like we know how fast your feet grow, and also you don't remember a lot of your childhood, especially if you are ethnic, because I do believe that we block out trauma.
I mean, all my trauma, so I don't know if I've blocked it out.
Oh, no, so I've blocked it out, but then I'm like, oh, yeah, that happened too, and then that happened too. But also, I love my family, so.
Yeah, I mean, I love my family too, but it's definitely shaped me into a very different
100%
way. Yes. I mean, I had a great childhood. My parents were so good to us. They were always, or Mum was always there. Dad was obviously the breadwinner, but it certainly made me realise that I want to do things differently.
Yes.
In certain levels, yes.
Such as?
Definitely, I think the reprimand. Like I realised that the kids are just being kids, and I wasn't just a naughty child. I think what they deemed as me being naughty is just being a child. Yep. So I let the boys be the boys.
You don't physically discipline your
I definitely don't physically discipline. I mean, but that's not to say that they haven't copped a smack. I have I think it was a few months ago, actually. Phoenix was just being a right little dick, and he knows when I'm about to go off at him. And I was in the kitchen for and I had a wooden, I think it was a wooden spoon. And he ran up the stairs, and our staircase is a return, and I threw it. But he'd already gone to the return, so I got the wall, and then I fucking damaged the wall. So then I kicked off even more at myself, and I was like, shit, I can't tell Carl this because now I put a dent in the wall.
Just blame the kids.
I threw it with such force.
Yeah.
It was like from a few meters away
Yeah.
and I've aimed upwards because he's running up the stairs, but the shithead's just, yeah.
He predicted your move.
He predicted my moves 100%. So, yes, they don't cop the extension cord. They don't cop the belt. They don't even cop the hand.
There's no weapons. And, you know, like, it wouldn't even work with my kids, our kids. They're very much their own people. And I remember when I was, like, for contrast, when I was like 16, 17, and my dad was like, you know, kicking off about something, and I was like old enough to be able to use my words and say, just pause on the violence for a second, and how about we talk about this? Like, can you just explain to me what I'm doing wrong?
Yeah. And what did he say?
No, it was completely a him problem.
Yeah.
He was overwhelmed and frustrated and busy and all of those things and took it out on me. The ironic thing is I am very much my father. Very much. So many of his traits come out, and I've got to, there's so many things that trigger me, and it's so funny because they're like things from your childhood. But no, my kids are very, very much talk about their feelings. They always advocate for themselves. So I don't think you even have a chance to get to the violent stage because they're already well and truly vocal about what their problem is. I don't have to guess.
No, yeah, I get it, but they're shitheads sometimes. Like,
of course.
You know, there are so many times that I'm just like, God, I wish I had a little bit more of, and I had a little bit more of mum and dad in me with regards to the reprimand. And Carl and I do try to implement that because the boys are scared. If we say we're calling Papu, not my mum, like they couldn't give two shits in that regard. But if they say we're calling Papu or Poppy, so Carl's dad, mate, they straighten up so far.
Do they? See, no, we've got the naughty boys home. I go pack the suitcase. I go get the valitza and I'll pull it out.
I've dragged Phoenix out and I've thrown him into the front.
I don't know if I've like packing it for me or for them, but I'm just like, there's a vacancy and you're going now. And pause. It might be an age thing as well. Apparently, like boys sort of 7 and up really look up to males like for the next 7 years of their life. Like from 7 to 14.
They're not scared of Carl though.
No, but you know why? It's because we've created this safe home where they can be themselves. That's great and all of that stuff, but also, come on. Like, don't speak to your mum like that. Don't speak to your dad like that.
The way they speak to us, it is disgusting.
Look, I'm a believer in natural consequence. So I'll let them, not the back chat and the disrespect, but if they don't listen, like my boys are very active. So if they're on the e-scooter or the hoverboard or whatever, and I'm like, oh, look, I don't think that's a good idea or blah, 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 and they just go and do it anyway because I might as well be invisible.
Oh, yeah, just fall over.
Fuck around and find out, my friends. Yeah. Like, it's the natural consequence. You will get hurt, you will break a bone, and you are going to miss out on other fun things because you were doing stupid things and not listening to me in the first place.
Well, I mean, James actually didn't break his wrist recently because he was being stupid.
No. But he got the cast taken off and the doctor said to him, no ball sports for 4 weeks. Next minute, he's playing ball sports, fallen over, hurt himself in the same spot. And I'm just like, fuck around and find out, my friends. Like, go find someone else to take you for an x-ray.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think definitely the reprimanding. The difference as well is allowing them to have their feelings. So I think, you know, our parents would never have spoken to us about feelings. I think even today at the age of 40, I'm not allowed to really have an opinion when it comes to mum and dad. Yeah. Sorry, mum and dad, but it's the truth. You know, I will try to humour Xander or Phoenix if they're kicking off, but it's actually just digging. It's like, Xander, man, what is your problem?
Yeah. What
like,
do you want?
You've been carrying on like a pork chop now. So half the day, like, talk to me. What are you feeling? And it'll often be something stupid.
Oh, they don't know. I reckon
they can't
so many like, the hormones that they're going through and they're about to go through for the next however many years of, they're prepubescent.
Yeah.
It's like they probably don't even know why they're so upset.
Correct.
Like,
yeah, so they will say something stupid. You're probably right there. But I think the point is that we actually allow them to do
yes, and we have
and
that
to give them
understanding.
an opportunity to explain. Or, I think even a few weeks ago I took Xander. I'm like, come on, mate, like you've been going on all day. Let's you and I just go for a walk. Let's take ourselves out of this situation. I don't want to go for a walk. And he was carrying on still whilst we were walking. But I didn't give him any anger. I just let him continue. And I said, we're not going home until you calm down. And we just sat at the beach for a good half an hour until he calmed down. And then he just was like, Mum, I'm just really sad. I was like, that's okay, mate. We all have shitty days, and I get that.
Yeah. And you can be sad without being an asshole. Like there's, but have that chat to them, or be able to demonstrate with them, as opposed to you can't be sad at all.
Correct.
Yeah,
that's right. Your feelings are validated. You are human. You might be 9 or 7 or whatever age that the child is. You are allowed to have feelings.
Yeah.
They might not communicate them effectively, but that's certainly something that we have in our house, and I believe you would have the same.
Yeah. There's we've got, talking cards at the dining table. So, just pull them out and just talk about what would you do in this situation, or can you tell me a time where you were really proud of yourself, or, tell me a time where you were really scared. Just to be able for them to identify those feelings and
positive reinforcement
about them. We're far from perfect, and I'm convinced that we are fucking them up, even though we're trying not to. But it'll be to hopefully a lesser scale.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. We're breaking the
cycle.
We're breaking the cycle, the trauma cycle. Yeah, that's it. That's another big thing.
Yeah.
Did you want to try anything different to what you've been doing now that brings a little bit of A, a bit of B?
Oh, look, I mean, every day you were basically trying something different. I said this to my eldest. I'm like, you realize this is the first time I'm doing this, hey? Like, it's the first time I'm parenting.
Yeah. A 9-year-old.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing either, and we need to figure this out together. No, I don't think there's anything different that I want to try. Like, I'm proud of the fact that my boys they know that they are an active part of this family and this household, and that everybody has, we are a team. We're not just a family, we're a team, and everybody in the team has got to pull their weight for the team to win.
It's including
and them. If one person, it's including them. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes. And if one person wins, we all celebrate that success because we all win. If my kids have wins, it's their win, and I'm celebrating for them. Mm-hmm. I'm not taking the credit for them to be like, oh, that's because I'm such a great parent. It's no, like you did that yourself, mate, and I'm so bloody proud of you.
That's really good. And it's, I think the inclusivity part, maybe it's because of the world that we live in, but I just had a thought, something as well that I'm doing differently is I'm not lying to them. And I mean, when I say lying in the sense of, hey, this conversation with Phoenix in the car, and I wish I'd recorded it. He literally asked, like, where do babies come from? Or how did I come out of your belly? And I said, I pushed you. And he goes, what do you mean you pushed me? I said, I pushed you out of my vagina. And I literally said those words. I'm not faffing about. I'm not saying the stork dropped you off or any of that BS.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I was like a big fart. Like, I pushed you out of my vagina. He's like, but how did I get in your belly? And I was like, Dad put you in there. And he's like, what do you mean Dad put me in your belly? Like, how? I said, he just put me in your belly, and I don't think you need to know how just yet. And he's like, no, Mum, I need to know. I was like, okay. We had special cuddle time. And he's like, what do you mean you had special cuddle time? I was like, the movie Deadpool that you've watched and you're not supposed to watch? Yes. And he goes, oh, so when they're naked and he's on top of you. I was like, that's exactly the type of cuddles that your father gave me to put you in my belly. Yes. I just thought, like, it was as open as I can be with him without giving the detail.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's also a little bit of a pervy kid. He's weird. They have watched Deadpool and he's a grub. But, that's one thing is I'm being very honest. And the other day, I think I might have told you this, Sanders said to me, like, Mum, what's wrong? You just don't look well. And I was like, I don't feel well, mate. I actually do not feel good as well. And he goes, what's wrong? And I said, women get sick every month. He goes, what do you mean you get sick every month? I said, we bleed. He goes,
yeah.
Where? I said, in my vagina. He goes, how? And I was like, we just bleed. He goes, but I don't, where does it, like, are you wearing a band?
Oh, my darling.
So, and I was like,
Sort of,
I'm
mate.
kind of wearing a band-aid.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Phoenix is like, but what? Like, I don't get it. I was like, I bleed every month for a week out of my vagina. And he's like, okay, so how do you fix it? I said, you know those colorful things that's around the house and Dad calls crayons? I said, I use that and I put that inside of me. And they're like, what do you mean you put it inside of you?
Oh, gosh, that is maybe a little bit too much.
I just also want to be very
Yes.
clear with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
They're like, oh, and I said, all girls bleed. And they're like, do little girls bleed? I was like, no, not necessarily. I go, but you know, you'll know more as you get older.
Yeah.
But you just need to know right now why I'm not feeling very well and why I generally feel like this for a few days.
Yeah. I've had a similar chat. So the boys have known about period for a couple of years now.
Oh,
so I said to them, like, you know, but
did one of them see you in the toilet pull out a tampon? Was it Tom?
Yeah, not pull out a tampon. I was wiping, and I'm a heavy bleeder.
Okay, so
they were, and that's how it all started. And I was like, "Yep, okay." So, mummy bleeds, and I explained to them. I said it is because there's not a baby in my belly, and so I've got
scientific.
Yeah. And then you know, so I said my body's just getting rid of everything, and they're like, "So when's the baby coming?" That's all that they were worried about.
Yeah.
Like, when's the baby coming? But yeah, no, they're okay with it. Like even this morning, and I was like, oh, I'm like, James, like, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, I've got my period. And he's like, okay, Thomas, we've got to help mum get all the stuff to the car. She's got a period.
Oh, yeah. See, I think that's a good thing, right? I mean, different being a female. Like, obviously, my mum had that conversation with us, but we would never have had the in-depth conversation.
No, but I just think that the knowing about the, you know, and I did say to him, mate, if you ever get to the point where you're in high school and you see that a girl has maybe you know, got some blood on her or something like that. No, like you have accidents in high school and it can be very embarrassing. I remember this girl in high school and she got up from her chair in class and the poor thing had bled through. Could have very easily been me and everyone laughed at her. And I'm like, that's horrific. It's a natural, like it's a natural thing.
I've got a story.
I would expect my child to be like, here's Sally Ann, have a jumper. Here's my jumper. Wrap yourself up, and off you go.
Yeah, I think that's just a teenage thing.
I know. We're digressing now.
I know, but it's just
for something different. But yes, we were abused. Our children get a TED talk and a hug.
Yes,
but what we're keeping from growing up Greek, we're still keeping our strong family values.
Yeah, 100%. Like our culture,
traditions. Boundaries, so you can have boundaries without the bashing and the beating. So I think that we do hold boundaries for our children, but we're just getting rid of the parts that didn't serve us. So, you know, the physical discipline,
correct,
lack of emotional support, and yeah, we're just.
I don't think the abuse that I copped shaped me to be any different to what I would have been shaped in today.
Oh, so abuse is fine then, you're saying?
No. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't needed, right?
Yeah, it was not necessary. Well, correct. It's actually made me probably a softer parent than what I should be because I was so traumatized by the constant, and I just didn't fucking understand why. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, I think it's definitely like made me realize in retrospect, like we were just kids. Right?
Yeah.
I think that in that regard, but it's like, I mean, I've turned out fine, but I'm not doing it to my kids.
Joke.
Okay, well, to wrap it up, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
What is or was the most embarrassing thing your family ever did in public that you can remember?
That's a good question. The most embarrassing thing
they
ever did in public. Oh, it wasn't embarrassing as much as it was like it was gross at the time. So we used to spend like Christmases or not even Christmas, maybe Easters at my Theatula's house, right? So that was my dad's sister, and there used to be like obviously mum, dad, so we were like the nuclear family, my brother and I in the back seat with all the presents pulled up in the back of the fair lane, and you know we would drive out to the farm and have this nice meal with, you know, our aunties and uncles and cousins. And my other auntie used to make this big, massive bowl of garlic dips called dalia.
Oh, yeah.
Now I would eat that, no problems. But at the time, I hated it. Like, I just was not my thing.
It's like the mashed potato with the garlic.
Yeah, like it was just, so like a nice, anyway, but I didn't eat it. I can't remember if my brother ate it, but my dad used to go around with the kutali, and because we would be driving in the car home, garlic breath obviously stinks, and if you're the only one that doesn't have it, you can smell it. So for us not to smell it, and for me not to get car sick, he used to make us have like a kutali. Yeah.
Oh wow, so he force fed you.
And I was just like he would, but so to save myself from getting like car sick. But it was the weirdest thing. Like, it's just, I'm like, can we not wind a window down? Like, can we not crack a window? No aircon. Back in the day, it was a bit gross.
That's funny. It's such a, it's pragmatic. It's not the worst thing, but.
No, like, I don't think there's anything like really. Like,
there's no like big fat Greek wedding situation.
No, not really. Because in the Greek community, it's normal.
Correct. Like I think in the ethnic community in general, like we would all, whether you're, Italian, bloody Lebo, whatever, like you all grew up
with the same little, like, you were different to the Aussies at school, but no, there was nothing like. Nothing like that. If we ever went to a white party, like, or, Aussie barbecue or whatever, we're always the most overdressed people there.
Yes.
Quite formal. But what about you? What's the most embarrassing thing your friends have done?
I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah. Okay.
I think, maybe just getting older though, going into the white. So I remember specifically I went to a friend's, it was like maybe a 30th birthday. I used to work with this girl, and it was my first situation where it was a BYO. And I was like, sure, like I'll bring my own bottle of whatever it was, Southern Comfort.
Yeah.
And I've rocked up and I was like, oh, so can I just have like some Coke? And she's like, didn't you buy your own Coke? I'm like, oh. No. And I mean, like that was my first experience where as I had to BYO even
absolutely everything.
And
your own chair as well. Like,
I mean, apparently there are some stories where that is. So that was a bit of a shock to me.
Yeah.
Because growing up, so as much as like we grew up with the trauma, it was, you also grew up like the really inclusivity that, mum always said, and this is something that I do today, is, when you're cooking, you cook for double the amount of people because you never know who's going to come through the door, right, and stay for dinner.
Yeah.
So you always cook extra, and it's, I'm such a giving person because of the way I've been brought up. This is a really nice part of a thing, and I think I forgot to mention this, but giving. Do not bring alcohol. Do not bring any food. You're coming to my house. I'm going to serve you everything.
Yeah.
Mi casa su casa, like that's Spanish, but sure. Yeah. But I think that speaks volumes. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, on that note, thank you for everybody for listening. Please subscribe. Once again, we say it every episode, subscribe. We want to keep this podcast so I can continue buying food and alcohol to feed you all.
And you know what? Send this to your ethnic friends. If it related, send it to your friends. Send it to your mum. I'm going to send it to my mum. And send us through your unhinged ethnic stories from growing up, because I'd love to hear them.
What's the differences? What's something that we've missed or that'll probably remind us we experienced as well?
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Bye.